So now let's give a big welcome to our speaker, Reverend Michael Gregory.
Hi, everybody. Okay, well, just so you know, I don't read notes very often, except for, I don't read sermons is what I mean. How do I get this thing going? I got it. Maybe hold it. Oh, there it is. Hello? Wow, all right, well, first I'm going to do a song. Today's topic is the forgiveness, the path to peace, so let me do a little forgiving peace song here for you. This is taken from the Bible. A furious squall came up and the waves broke over the boat, so it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up and rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Peace, be still." Then the wind died down. It was completely calm. He said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and waves obey him." Wasn't me, trust me. That was my interpretation of that interpretation. I looked it up and I came up with get on Google and just Google that for a minute and see what you wind up. There's about 10 different interpretations, so pick your own. They sailed a tiny ship into the raging storm. They feared they'd never find a place both safe and warm. The storm awoke a man, guided only by God's will. He rebuked the storm just by saying, "Peace, be still, peace, be still." Peace, be still. Sailors were afraid they'd perish in the sea. It would seem in every way they're just like you and me. When the storms of life arrive, we can choose to know God's will, or we can calm the wind and cold by saying, "Peace, be still, peace, be still." Peace, be still. Though the winds of change may come, and you're shaken to the core, call upon the peace of God just by knocking at the door. It will open unto you, God's treasures will abound. Your faith will be restored just by saying, "Peace, be still, peace, be still." Peace, be still, peace, be still. Peace, be still, peace, be still. Peace, be still. By the way, it works.
It does.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions. We're not going to do everybody because it would take too long. Okay. So, just going to ask you a couple of questions, and maybe say 3 people. Give me a couple of sentences on what you think about your answer would be. So the first question is, what is peace to you? Anybody? Don't make me do all the talking. Mark, what is peace to you? I'm going to force the issue.
Yeah. People getting along with each other.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Yes?
Calm within the storm.
Thank you. Anybody else? 1 or 2 more? Go ahead. How about you?
I've always thought that peace was one of the aspects of God, or the qualities of God. There's love and joy and peace, and that's my right too, as God's beloved child.
Okay, I like
Peace
that.
is mine.
And I think, okay. We'll do a couple more, go ahead.
I think it's a clear conscience that is free of unforgiveness, worry, fear, doubt, anger, all of those things that when you're free of that, you find peace.
Lack of confusion.
Wow, okay, I would never thought that, but that's good, that's good. All right, well, don't want to go on for hours, but we could, right? So how do we get there? Anybody?
Right there.
Oh, forgiveness. Did I say that?
That's a no-brainer.
Well, here's the problem, right? It's, we have, you could look at the Middle East, okay? Perfect example of lack of forgiveness. The wars over there have been going on for thousands of years, not 20 or 30 or 50, 1,000.
It's a call for love.
And it keeps on going. It just self-perpetuates because no one is willing to let go of the past, period. You cannot have peace until you forgive. You cannot have peace until you forgive. Period, dot, end of sentence. There is no other way. You can't be at peace with the world. You can't be at peace with yourself. You can't be at peace with your family. If you can't create peace in your own home, and we sit around talking, oh, world peace, we just throw it out there like it's some sort of, I don't know, mantra, World peace, everybody, yeah, I would like to see that. Trust me, I'm with you. But just talking about it doesn't do any good. The government can't, decree. Mark can't make it happen. He's tried last week, right? The government can't make it happen. You can't vote for world peace because somebody's going to vote against it. Right? I mean, that's the reality of what we're dealing with today. And it's only, in some ways, I see getting much more scary out there. I think a lot of people right now are frightened. They're looking at this going, what is going on in this world? What can we do? Well, we can start by forgiving each other. If you don't have peace in your own family, I will say it again, if you don't have peace in your own family, how the heck are you going to get peace in the world? We have a family.
Lord.
Oh my God, and I have to admit, there's peace in it sometimes, but not always. It's hard. The cousin doesn't want to get along with the brother, doesn't want to get along with the aunt, doesn't want to get along with the uncle, and need I go on. It just perpetuates and perpetuates. Because why?
We don't have it in here.
And we won't let go, right? I don't want to let go of that anger. That person said this 20 years ago, and now I'm going to get them. What? Why? How is that going to fix it? How is that going to bring peace? They didn't give me $20 20 years ago, and now I'm going to, have a cow. Or $20,000. It doesn't really matter. My dad died back 10, 15 years ago. And apparently he had borrowed money from one of my cousins. Okay, I didn't know that. So I called, the cousin, and I was just to let him know that he passed away. I wasn't really on the phone for any other reason. And my cousin goes, well, you owe us $12,000 or something. I'm like, what? Well, your father borrowed this money from us, and he never paid us back. Well, first I said, first of all, did I borrow the money from you? And they said no. And I said, okay, I think I don't owe you the money. But bottom line is, what? Here I'm the long lost cousin, hi, how are you? Give me money. I didn't have the money, by the way. Father didn't leave me any money. There wasn't any money to be had. But, we sit there and I don't know if they're still holding on to it. I let it go. I was like, well, whatever. If they want to be upset about it, they can be upset about it, but I can't do anything about that. But I can forgive them. I can cease to be angry about it because there's no peace that way. I can't be at peace that way. I have to let go. I can't sit there and judge what they're doing and say, well, heck with them, I'm probably not going to call them on the phone again. But, it's cool. Okay, so this path to peace that we're going to talk about a little bit more. Lots of people talk about lots of ways that they're going to have peace. I'm a songwriter too, by the way, as you heard. And when I listen to a song, to me anyway, it's different than it might be for you. And it might be the same, I don't know. But I listen to the words and I go, well, does that make any sense? Right? Especially if it's a song that we're presenting here in a place where we believe in peace and where we believe in how to get there. You know, we're looking at how to get there. Am I right? I mean, we're all kind of thinking about that. How am I going to get there? The great John Lennon, and please don't take this as, you know, any sort of derogatory. I love John Lennon, okay, so just don't get me wrong. But, you know, imagine, right? Everybody, I go to Unity churches all the time, and they go, we're going to do this peaceful song, it's Imagine, you know, and this is going to lead me to peace, okay? I'm just going to pull a couple lines here just for laughs. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. Okay, so no possessions, right? So we're going to drop you off in the middle of a desert. No possessions. No phone, no house, no car, no water, no food, no clothes, nothing. Oh, you'll have peace all right. A couple of days, you're done. So letting go of all these possessions. And by the way, John Lennon, net worth $800 million. Imagine no possessions. What? Are you kidding me? I can't imagine $800 million, let alone no possessions. So that isn't going to work. And again, love the song, trust me, it's cool. The rest of it, pretty good, but some of those lines are a little out of there, you know? Oh, and no religion. Really? Come on. This is a religion, guys. It's what we do. We're unity. It's a religion. Imagine no religion? How is that going to fix it? And on it goes. I mean, there's so many things here in the song that I look at and go, what's he really saying? We're blaming things for our problems, not me. I'm blaming religion. I'm blaming the government. I'm blaming, okay? I'm giving out what? The word would be guilt, I think. I can't have peace if I'm going to be giving out guilt. It just simply won't work. You can try and try and try and try and try and try, but the minute you're guilty, I can't have peace. The Course in Miracles, any Course in Miracles students, fellow Course in Miracles students? Oh yes. I've spent many, many, many years studying the Course. The Course says if you are going to put someone in prison, you're going to prison. Because what you did to me. Guess what I got to do?
You gotta watch them.
I have to be the prison guard. Exactly. I got to watch them. I got to sit there and make sure you don't escape. Because then, my God, you'll create havoc all over the world. You know. So we need to get past that. We need to let go. We need to stop putting people in prison in our hearts and let them be free. You're not going to have peace without freedom. Trust me, they're like this. They're brothers. They're not separate. Nothing is separate. Love is not separate from peace. God is not separate from peace. There is no way to get there unless you do what? Forgive. How do I do that? How do you forgive people? What do you do? How do you get there? You're on the spot.
I don't know. I think it's easy to forgive.
Okay, that's good.
Very easy.
Is there some process that you go through?
No?
That you would share with everyone? Does anybody have something that they do that kind of works for them?
I forgive myself.
Thank you.
It's all there.
Thank you. This is the real message. The Course in Miracles says, there's only one of us. Am I right? The Course says there's only one of us. A collective, if you will.
We are one.
We are one. For real. It's not some... The Course says that we are not separate from God. We believe we're separate from God, and that's why the ego, and I don't mean the ego in the sense of psychological ego, not that ego, but the ego in the Course in Miracles is the part of me that believes I'm separate from God and separate from you. That's the ego. And I'm frightened because of that. I'm afraid of you. But you aren't out there. It's me. I'm looking at a reflection of what's going on inside of me. Everything I see is a reflection of what's in here. It's not something out there. The government didn't do it. The government is us too. Sorry. Vote or not, you're still a part of it. You can't run from it. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't matter what the government is or what they say or what they do. And a lot of these guys are, I think they're all crazy too, but that's beside the point. The point is that blaming them isn't going to help. It's not going to help you have peace. It's not going to help me have peace. It's not going to help you have peace. And Mark certainly won't have any peace because he's busy.
Not that much number.
So is it possible to have peace? I guess that's the next question. Anybody?
Absolutely.
Yes, everybody says yes, right? Anybody knows out there? That makes it easier for me. I don't have to talk a lot about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel that there's peace, but it's internal. So going back to our story of the boat and Jesus on the boat. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you
It's
have a hand up?
difficult sometimes to have peace, very difficult, I think.
Have a hard time.
I think it is difficult, it can be very difficult.
Oh, yes, it certainly can
The
be.
process of
Go ahead.
developing yourself and meditation and healing. So,
Watching Mary Morrissey yesterday, and she was telling a story about how after she had met Joe, Mary and Joseph it is now, and got married, and they'd only been married about 7 months, and they had this exquisite weekend away, and she said she was sitting outside in a robe having her coffee on a gorgeous day, and he was in the shower, and she was thinking she had never in her life felt such joy and such peace, and how ecstatic she was. And then she walked in the room, and she said, usually we are both such neat and organized people. There was a sock laying in the middle of the floor. And she instantly went into, oh my God, is this going to be a pattern? Oh my God. And she instantly moved from that piece to, oh my God. And then she caught herself and said, oh my God, where am I going with this?
She thought a teenager
And
moved into the house,
changed
right?
changed her thinking.
Yeah, exactly. So going back though to the guy, Jesus on the boat thing, right? We're going to go back to that for a minute. Let me ask you this, did Jesus actually calm the weather, or was he calm in the weather, in the circumstance? There's a difference.
That's good.
Did I change the weather? I don't like that sun, I want clouds or something. Or did if it's raining, I'm going to make it stop raining? Or did he just become at peace in the situation, calm in the storm? How many been through a hurricane? I'm from New York. You get hurricanes. When the eye of the hurricane passes over you, well, when it starts, you get wind and rain, and it's buffeting, and trees are falling down, and it's pretty scary, actually. But when the eye, if you happen to be where the eye lands, pretty suddenly, it's almost like birds tweeting in the sunshine. I mean, it's not sunshining and birds tweeting, but it's just calm. It's perfectly calm for not very long, okay? Because then it gets scary again when the eye passes over, you hit that wind again. But in the center, it's actually pretty calm. Strange. It's a very strange feeling. And then all of a sudden, bam, you get hit again. So are you the calm in the center of the eye? Are you the calm that's affecting everything around you? Because that's how it works. I have to be at peace in order for you to have peace. Of course says in order to get to what we call heaven. In Buddhism they call it enlightenment, by the way. It's not some place. It's not a location. It's condition of life. In Buddhism we say that the condition of Buddha is not a guy with a fat belly, although that's not Buddha. Buddha is enlightenment. That's what it means. It means enlightenment. It doesn't mean the enlightened one is what it actually means. It doesn't mean a place. It doesn't have to be a place. The point is I can't get to heaven without you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I can't get there without you. But regardless of what I believe, I can't do it. So I need, we need to get along there, kid, I like to pick on her.
Do.
Yeah, we do. But we need to work on this, you know what I'm saying? See, here's my wife over here, by the way, this is Fran. And her best friend, Lynn. But anyway, so we need each other in order to get there. But how do we get the world to see that? That's a tough one. Because I don't believe, and part of me, Course in Miracles, the theory is right that there's only one of us, but in the reality, on the planet where we actually live, it certainly doesn't seem that way, does it? All this stuff seems pretty real to me. I don't know about you. So we need to work with this idea, this ideal, this beautiful, wonderful, wouldn't it be, imagine all the people living life in peace, right? I'd like to believe that too. How do we do that though? How are we going to get there? And how long is this going to take? Is it going to take 10 minutes? I don't think so. I think it's going to take a while. I think it's going to take a revolution here, not a revolution with guns out there. A revolution inside that's going to make the difference. We need to start looking at things in a different way. It's not a matter of what you see, it's how you see it.
Right.
It's not a matter of how you see, it's how you see it. I'm repeating that because that's important. When I see it differently, and the Course, again, talks about, and I'm, by the way, big on the Course in Miracles, and Neil Donald Walsh and a lot of these other guys, but that's what the Course says. It's how I see it. And my perception is, what? Upside down and backwards? Remember that part, right? So sometimes I'm looking at stuff and I'm not really seeing it for what it is. I'm seeing it backwards, I'm seeing it upside down, I'm seeing it the wrong way. I gotta flip it over. But I can't do it out there. I can't flip you over. I flip me over. I have to do this. I don't know how, sometimes. But I have my tools, right? Meditation, is a really great tool for finding some peace. Or just being quiet, which really is meditation. Meditation, by the way, is if you're new to Unity, we do meditation. It's something that we do. And we all kind of, the more you do it, the kind of more peaceful you become, I would say. But you don't have to make it doesn't have to be a deliberate thing where, turn on the music and do hoop-de-doos and have bells ringing and, candles. But you don't have to do all that. You just have to go within yourself and calm down. Breathe. And that's what you have to do to get that peace. But you can't do it talking, running around the house and doing all those kinds of things. You need to get calm in here. You need to find that center where Jesus was. So I believe the weather didn't change, to be honest with you. I don't think the weather changed at all. I think the perception of his crew on the boat changed, and they all went, wow, it's all good. We're okay. Well, it's still rocky, but, we're okay. And I think that's what we need to understand, is that, they forgave the weather, I guess you could say. Right? They decided that the weather wasn't really going to determine my happiness. Now, whether you forgive me or not isn't really important. It would be better if you did, but I'm not the best all the time. I've made some mistakes myself, just a couple, once in a while. You can ask her, she'll tell you.
No, never.
No, not. Okay, so, good song, okay. And again, am I holding a grudge? That's the thing you need to ask. With your family, your friends, people that you no longer wish to speak to, and that's okay. I'm a former 12-stepper too, and I had to let go of some people and some things that were going on in my life, and let go of some habits, and let go of a lot of things in order to find some peace. But sooner or later, it comes back around. There it is again. And you have to face it, and you have to forgive it at that point. And because if you don't, of course, as life is the body is a learning device. If I'm saying this right. The body is a learning device, and the learning device is out there to help you figure this out. This forgiveness thing. The whole Course in Miracles thing is about nothing but. The Bible really is about nothing but forgiveness. Jesus said what? how many times should I forgive, Jesus? And they said, 70 times 7. That's a lot. I can't do the math in my brain right now, but you know, it's 144, I don't know, whatever, 1,000 times. Sometimes you have to keep doing it over and over again because there is no other way. You know? Because that person may not change. But you can't make them change. You know? The 12-step group says what? I can only change one person. Right here. And when the finger's pointing at you,
Yeah.
3 more pointing back. And God gave you, by the way, 2 ears, 1 mouth. And what that means is you listen more than you talk. I'm getting paid to talk today, but you should listen twice as much as you talk. When I teach guitar, I tell my students, listen to the song 3 times, and then try to play it. Don't listen to it once and then try to play it, or try to play it while you're listening to it. Because when you figure it out and you're trying to figure it out and you're playing at the same time, you're not figuring out anything. You're imposing your idea of what that is, how that song goes, and you're understanding what I'm saying, right? You're imposing your idea of how the song goes before you've even listened to it. Because music is patterns and scales and so forth. And because of that, we musicians tend to like plow through. Oh, I've heard that song, I know how to do it, and then when you play it, start playing the song. Well, sometimes the chords are wrong. Because you didn't listen to the darn thing. You just decided to play it. Why doesn't it sound so good? Because I didn't listen. Why is my life not going so well? Because I didn't listen. I might be a crazy guy up here. I'm not, some gift or something. I'm just a person. But I love you all, and I want to help, and I want to be part of this peace thing. I want to see it too. I may have a different political opinion. I may have a different outlook than you, and vice versa. Because I've discovered in unity churches, religious science churches that I've performed for and spoke at, and been hanging around for well over 30 years now, that not everybody's a liberal, not everybody's a Democrat, not everybody's a Republican, not everybody. It's not that way. We are all different. And if you're new to unity, we have black ministers, white ministers, gays, lesbians, all that. The lady that married us was a lesbian. Oh my God. Reverend Beth Ann Suggs, yeah. It was amazing. She's wonderful.
You just outed her.
Yeah. Well, she called herself the Popus. She would give services and say that I'm the Popus. I'm like, okay, well, all right. Wonderful, wonderful. But my heart's open for that. Is yours? That's the question. Are you open to forgiveness? Because if you're not, peace, forget it. You're not going to have it. You have to be open. You have to be willing to let go of some of that stuff that the garbage, that we accumulate through life, and what unity calls the race consciousness, right? It's called race consciousness. In other words, we're listening to all this stuff we see in the news, and I'm not talking about fake news, I'm talking about news in general. Okay? All news is news, it's just, it's all, the news is a bunch of opinions, that's all it is. It's not the truth.
It's all fake news.
It's all fake news, yeah. The truth, in the Course of Miracles, the truth with a capital T, truth, is always true. The truth that you decide is true may not be. But the truth is always true. It doesn't change. Otherwise it wouldn't be the truth. Okay? I know that's a complicated one. People go, what? What are you just saying? The truth is always true. Think about it. I'm not asking you to believe it. I'm asking you to think about it. I'm not asking you to believe a word that I have to say, because my opinion is just as good as yours or yours or yours or yours. I'm sure you could probably stand up here and give Terry the same talk. And maybe a better one, I don't know. But the point is, the truth is always true. And what is my truth? Can I live by that truth? Will it work for me every time I use that tool or that, idea? Does it always work? I guess that's probably the way to look at it. And I have to say it pretty much does. Because, I started out with, I've been studying religion, by the way, since I was 18 years old, and And I was born and raised Greek Orthodox. And so, went to Greek Orthodox Church. I don't speak Greek. And the services back in 19, that year.
Whenever.
When I was young, yeah. They did the services in Greek. I had no idea what was going on.
That was a very good year.
Yeah, it was a good year. I remember that, yeah. Well, I was born in 49, so do the math. But anyway, so, I had no idea what they were talking about, so my mom would go, he's talking about Jesus here. And then I wound up being the president of the Goya, which is the Greek Orthodox Youth Organization in the church. You know how many members there were? 3. 3, yes, exactly. I showed up every Sunday, so I became the president. Yay for me. I had no idea what to do. We just sit around and talk, but whatever. Supposed to be doing a Bible study or something, I guess. I don't know. It was fun anyway. So let me see here. Oh man, I had some other stuff up front here that I want to talk about. I was probably running out of time, I'm thinking. Well, I start to wander off a bit on some things once in a while, so. But anyway, so this idea, forgiveness is the path to peace. If I just said that and you walked off, that'd be enough, really. That's the message. That's what you need to bring, today. I hope you take that home with you. I hope you think about it. I'm not asking you to accept my answers, because I don't have the answers. If I did, I'd pass it out. We'd all read it and we'd all go home, right? What do we need a church for? We don't need one. We got the answer. We got it all figured out. But guess what? We don't have it figured out. You have to figure it out. Each and every one of us has to figure it out in our own way. I can't make you do it. You can't, force someone else to believe the way you do. I mean, we're going to believe something different, right? Here's the topic. We're going to have a different opinion of that. What color is your favorite color? I mean, it's that simple. What's your favorite color? Well, mine's purple. Well, mine's blue. Well, mine's green. Which one's better? They're all okay.
Purple.
Me too. See what she's wearing?
It wins by
She's
majority.
got the purple blouse on. So, please take a moment, an hour, a day, something, take some time and think about, what are we going to do here? Or what am I going to do? Because I can't think about what you're going to do at all. And think about who in your family, for example, you're holding a grudge against.
Oh, crap.
Man, there's a lot of those people around. Think about that. And then, why am I holding on to that? And the third thing is, what can I do to change that? Can I change it? I don't know. Maybe the wrong that you perceive that these people did to you is so bad that you just can't possibly forgive it. Right? It's unforgivable. The Course in Miracles says something else. This is shocking. The Course in Miracles says Hitler went to heaven. Why? Because there was no place else to go.
Good one.
There is no hell. There is no hell below us, above us only sky. See what I'm saying? John's good. I like John. He's helping me right now. That's what it's about. There is only one place to go. And we're all going to the same place, and we all get there together. Can't go without you. We'll have a conversation when we get there, okay? And this guy too. We can jam, okay? So anyway, I think I've said enough. I thank you for having me and allowing me to, speak today. I appreciate it very, very much. Had a good time. Hope you had a good time. Hope I made you laugh a little bit and maybe see things a little lighter, a little differently than you might ordinarily see them. And now I'm going to do the official minister thing. I'm going to get all stuffy on you now. This is a brief meditation. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting you got this microphone. From the Course in Miracles. So if you would bear with me and close your eyes for a moment. God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed. All misery replaced with joy. All prison doors are opened, and all sin is understood as merely a mistake. Father, today we forgive your world and let creation be your own. We have misunderstood all things, but we have not made sinners of the holy sons of God. What you created sinless, so abides forever and forever. Such are we. And we rejoice to learn that we have made mistakes which have no real effects upon us. Sin is impossible, and on this fact forgiveness rests upon a certain base more solid than the shadow world that we see. Help us forgive, for we would be redeemed. Help us forgive, for we would be at peace. Thank you very much.